Hello everybody, welcome to my super easy guide on the Black Ops 6 Zombies map, Shattered Vale. Now as soon as you start the map, of course you're just going to want to explore and open it up, and what you're going to want to do is follow the mission objectives to repair the elevator and get to the basement. And on your way to the basement, make sure that you're looking out for these white supply boxes around the map. You can shoot them or fist them open, and one of them will contain a C4 charge, but it's very randomized. And as for the C4 charge, I have a picture right here that I can show you. This is what you'll be looking for in the white boxes. After getting to the basement, you'll find Sam, and now you can begin the Easter egg steps. The first step of the map is to get to round 10, yes really, it's that easy, and a lab coat zombie will spawn. Now you just gotta kill the zombie, grab the floppy disk it drops, bring it to the room outside of the stamina hallway, put it in the computer, and it'll start printing a paper out of the fax machine. After interacting with the fax machine, it'll start a mini lockdown, a bunch of spiders will spawn, and you just can't die. After a while, the fax paper will be done and you can interact with it. Upon interacting with the fax paper, it'll say some words, but the primary thing you want to look for is the bolded 4-letter word. So for my game that I'm recording, I got moth, and we'll use this for the next step of the Easter egg. With this 4-letter word in mind, you want to make your way to the PhD room with this chalkboard in the middle, with some kids' drawings on it, and what you want to do is use this to decipher your code for another step. To figure this code out, even if it's screenshotted, it's however many letters are in that group, that's going to be the number. So for me, I got moth. In my game, M is by itself, that'll be 1. O is in a group of 8, that'll be 8, and so on and so forth. So for my game, I actually got 188 as my code. Keep that in mind. With that code in mind, you want to go back to the basement, by this blast door that leads to a tunnel with a bunch of crashed cars, and there'll be this Weapon X type of cage with a doppelgas inside of it. You put this code that you have in your game into the keypad. After punching in the correct combination, and only then, if it does work, it'll open the cage and you'll have to fight the doppelgas inside. It is a red one, so maybe like level 1 pack, maybe blue rarity to help you. And once you kill it, it will drop the severed human arm, and you bring this into the armory, which is also in that tunnel area. Just in case you're still confused and can't find it, it's in the same room with the red portal. I have it right here in the video, and after going into that room, you will be able to put the severed arm on this fingerprint scanner, and you now have your free ray gun for the Easter egg step. And remember that C4 I talked about from earlier? Well, I got it early in my game, and while we're here, we can put it in this pile of rubble here, and it's actually secret wall buy into a new area. You can do this at any point in the game, but since you get it early, it's easier to just get out of the way. Once you walk into the tunnel in this new wall by area, it is a giant ancient ritual site, and we will save this for later. It's a pretty cool site, but we're not going to deal with it right now. Now down to business. All you have to do is upgrade the ray gun and get the 3 different variants. So for the first one is usually blue, it's the easiest one to do. And in my footage here, there's a dead body that I should be shooting at, and my friend Megalmonk is also helping me find another location. What you're going to want to do is get your ray gun and shoot these blue 115 crystals around the map. There's 4 in total, and one of them has a chance of dropping a can, which you can use as an upgrade part for the ray gun Mark II. For the actual locations, it's right above where that dead body was that I was shooting at. It's in the corner of the house, it's tucked between outside. There's the one I'm staring at the stairs. There's also one on the ceiling of the greenhouse next to Quick Revive. And there's also one in the crash tunnel area where you first got the ray gun Mark II. It's a guaranteed 1 in 4 chance. There's only 4 crystals around the map, and after you get your can for the upgrade on the ray gun Mark II, bring it to this area next to Speed Cola, and we'll begin the first upgrade step. Now, after interacting with this little tube compartment thing, it's going to spawn a Margwa instantly. Now, don't kill it, because what you need it to do is do its lightning attack on 3 small rocks. There's only 3 small identical rocks in this little ritual site, and you're going to have it electrocute those and tackle each one until they're floating in the air. After you get all the blue rocks start floating, the Margwas will instantly explode and die, and they will start shooting this energy into a black hole in the center of the area. Now what you're going to have to do is defend this from just spiders that are crawling around the map. They'll start spawning, and you have to do this in a set time limit and not let them get into the hole, and you'll be able to pick up the blue can at Speed Cola. And after retrieving the energized blue can, you're going to want to go back to the crash tunnel and use it at this workbench. You can only use it at this one, and you now have the blue automatic ray gun. Now that we're done with the first upgrade, let's go to the second. Now, in my footage here, I'm at this little line spout thing. What you want to do is hold interact, and it'll give you a little mirror piece. There are only 2 mirror pieces in the game, so don't fret about it, and we'll use this for later. For the other half of the mirror pieces, it's just one other location. It's the water fountain next to Quick Revive. It has the same lion face on it. After you collected that, hit the double tap, and in the zombie window under it, there will be another one of the ray gun upgrade cans. And the only way to retrieve this can so far is to get a black hole grenade, and what's cool is that is there a guaranteed one in the crash tunnel area on a dead corpse. It'll always be there every game. It's near where the secret wall buy was, and you can just pick that up and use it here to get the can. Now after collecting the can and the 2 mirror pieces, go back to the dig site that you opened with the secret C4, and here is going to be a little puzzle. It's not very hard. You're going to put these mirrors down on these little pedestal things around the place, and it's going to reflect a beam of light. Now you got to use this light in melee or pick up the mirror and move it to another place, and you want it to be pointing at a doppelganger statue, and once it is, you got to melee the blue crystal that is generating the light, and you'll start a little mini boss. They're not that hard once you have the blue ray gun, and you can just mow them down and get it over with. Every time you do this light puzzle, it's guaranteed you'll have to fight 3 doppelgangers 3 different times figuring out the lights, and 2 of them will be normal doppelgangers, 1 of them will be red. Make sure you also have that can from earlier in the machine in the corner of this ritual area. Now as you can see here, I've had to readjust and even go into the side tunnel and rearrange the lights, and after that, of course, 3rd final doppelganger, mowed him down, and you'll be able to pick up your charged purple can for the ray gun upgrade. Now if you're wondering where this crafting bench is, all you have to do is go to Richthofen's bedroom, and it's the yellow bench right there. This will convert your ray gun into the shotgun variant. Now for the 3rd and final upgrade for the ray gun, you want to go to the Sam room, and there'll be this human who's dead trapped in a capsule, and there'll be a letter next to it. It's either A or B, and then you want to go outside of the blast door and look at these pipes. What you want to do with these pipes is remember what letter the capsule had with the person inside, and throw tomahawks at the wheels to have the gas go through and go to the one you want. There's tomahawks everywhere across the map in random locations, so you can have a lot in your stock, and all you have to do is aim, throw, and guide the gas to whatever letter you need. After doing so, find or craft a Molotov, go back to the capsule with the dead person inside. It'll be filled with flammable gas, and you just have to throw something flammable. Just get a Molotov, it's easier, and throw it at that, and it'll explode, and you'll have your final upgrade tube for the ray gun. Now, after grabbing the tube, just like the white boxes from way earlier in the game, there's going to be these ether plants around the map. They can be anywhere outside, they're never really inside the building, and what you want to do is throw a Molotov, any grenade, most of them work, and the plant will scream. It'll actually scream and like squelch out, and after a second or 2, it'll drop a little plant seed that you need later. Anything works, even the crossbow that you can put on your guns. I've used it, I have an example here, and you need to get 4 of these around the map. There's 4 randomized locations. After you kill 1 plant, it'll never spawn there again if you grab the seed from it, and you need to bring these into the greenhouse to the next step. Now after grabbing all 4 seeds around the map, head to the greenhouse, put the tube in the yellow machine, and what you're going to have to do is incubate all these plants. Now you can do them all in 1 round. You don't have to do them all at the same time, like interacting with these little machines. You can just do them one at a time at your pace. You can do them all in 1 round. It's not round based or anything unless you fail it, and what you're going to have to do is defend them from zombies who are trying to, kill the plant. Now after a certain amount of time for each seed, it'll turn into this giant smelly bubbly looking tumor thing, and after you get all 4 grown and fully just healthy and everything, your green gas tube for the upgrade will be finished. Now you have all 3 upgrades. The green gas goes to the bench at spawn, literally right next to where you spawn in at the very start, and that'll get you the DMR gas poison version of the RAYGUN Mark II. Now we move on to the more intricate steps of the Easter egg. Now what you need to do is find a bell and a lamp. The lamp is where I'm running around here at double tap. It's closer to the elevator where there's 3 deer heads hanging on the wall. It's in a pile of boxes there. Just hold F and grab that. And I should be running to an area now with a bunch of broken glass and cabinets that has a chance of having a bell in there. It's randomized locations, but it's going to be in that room, and I should be staring at it at some point, and you can just pick that up and move on. With the bell and lamp in hand, if you're not a smooth brain like me, you'll head to the T-Rex room, stick the lamp in that empty hole next to a big, really weird looking wall. It looks like a hidden door, which it is, and you're gonna play Simon Says with these lamps. It's really easy, there's only two things. I'm kinda dumb, but I failed the first time. I eventually got it open, and you'll see what happens next. After opening the secret door, you'll find a little wine cellar and this portrait that is a liminal space, as Sam would call it, and we have to activate it. To do that, all you have to do is interact with the computer right next to the painting, and what you have to do is get kills with the blue ray gun. It is a soul box, and you can only do this with the blue ray gun. After getting enough souls, the painting will open up into a portal into the past, and there will be a figure in there, and it is actually the guy in the painting, and he'll give you hints on what to look for. So specifically for the blue painting, what you want to do is get the bell from earlier, go up to the bar in the T-Rex room, interact with it, and put the bell on the counter. Now what you have to do is get brain rot on one of your bullet guns, brain rot a zombie right next to it, ring the bell, and the zombie will grab a little whiskey flask for you. You can have a nice little chuckle as the zombie drinks it and explodes, but take the little flask and bring it back to the liminal space with the blue color everywhere. You're going to want to put the Sentinel artifact on this little pedestal and start this mini boss in the liminal space. Now, with each mini boss in each of these portraits, they will be very obviously color coded to whatever ray gun it needs. So for this blue one, which is probably the easiest one, you'll need the blue automatic ray gun, and the special Mangler mini boss that spawns will have a shield. You can only damage the shield with the ray gun. Once the shield is down, you or your teammates can lay into him, and once his shield comes back up, take the color coded ray gun again, break it down, and just mow him down. Same thing works for the purple and the green gas paintings. They all have mini bosses. You have to use the color coded ray gun for them. Once you defeat the Mangler, you'll have the entire blue side of the quest complete, and we can move on to the next part. Now for the shotgun part of the Easter egg or the purple ritual, you're going to want to find the painting next to the elevator with the cultist chaos leader next to it. Once again, just like the blue one, interact with the computer right next to it, use it as a soul box only with the purple shotgun variant, and activate the painting. Now after activating the painting, you can hop right in, find the cult guy inside, just talking to himself, and what you're going to want to do is grab this red wine bottle at the end of the table. As far as I know, that's the only place it can spawn in the room, and you're going to want to take it back to the real world and use it in 3 different chalices around the map. Now these little wine chalices will always be in the same areas. There's one in this little wine cellar near the elevator, which I'm showing here, and for all 3 of these, all you have to do is kill the cult disciple that spawns, and you'll be done with this step. Now for the second chalice, what you want to do is head back to the T-Rex room, and it'll be right across from where the T-Rex is on the 2nd floor. Interact with this when you have the wine, and you'll start another soul box lockdown thing. Just kill the cult zombie, and you'll be done with this one. Now for the third and final chalice, it'll be back at spawn under the bridge, and I don't know how, but the cult never saw me, or the cult zombie, and I got an easy kill off of him, so this made this a lot easier, and once this is done, you can move on. Now after completing all 3 chalice locations, all have symbols above them, you can go back to the elevator, and all around the elevator on the walls there'll be 3 digits. You'll need these 3 digits to open a safe. It goes from left to right, as in the painting left, behind the elevator straight, and right is the final one, and you gotta remember these 3 digits. So for my game, I got 12, 20, 57, I have to remember that, and then I have to go to the room with depth perception, crouch down next to this safe, and put in the code. Upon opening the safe, you'll find this little wooden figure inside of it. You can bring this to the little altar back in the purple area, and you can start the next ritual mini-boss. Now for this one, it's the same stuff. It's going to have a purple shield. Use the purple shotgun ray gun to get the shield down. Only difference is the zombie this time for the mini boss is going to be a cult zombie instead of a mangler. Once again, just mow this guy down until he's dead, and you'll be done with the purple part of the Easter egg. You're more than halfway done. Now for the final portrait, same old thing. Go to the library where the final one is, interact with the computer, and get kills with the gas DMR Raygun Mark II. Now after opening the final painting, you're going to want to make sure you or one of your teammates has Ether Shroud on. You can only do this step with Ether Shroud. Good thing you can change it anytime in the game, you just got to get a charge on it. And you'll have to find 3 different items around the map. Each item has 2 different spawn locations. It's not that hard, but you will need your Ether Shroud for all these. Now for the first ether item that you need, it's going to be in a fireplace. There's only 2 fireplaces on the map. It's going to have a nuclear ID card in it. Remember, you have to be an Ether Shroud to see it. There's only 2 fireplaces. One is next to the elevator in the middle of the mansion, and one is near the library. And now the next item you want to get in Ether Shroud is an audio log. One can be right in front of the green portal painting, and the other one can be up at the bar where you were ringing the bell for the blue Raygun Easter egg step. And now for the final ether item, it'll be these stacks of papers. One of the locations is where you got the fax machine paper. It's all the way on the top of the stairs on a desk, and the other location is in this little study room near Double Tap and Elemental Pop. It'll just be on one of the desks in there. I should be looking at it, and that's all the items. After collecting all 3 ether items in Ether Shroud, there should be 3 magical looking books back at the library. It's a simple 3-digit code. You just have to interact with one and see if it stays there and lights up, and then just hit the other 2. It's really simple and easy. And once you do that, you'll unlock a hidden wall and get the artifact for the ritual mini boss in the green gas liminal space. Wash, rinse, repeat, but this time the mini boss will be spawning parasites and spiders, and it'll be an amalgamation. Same thing, shield down with the gas ray gun and have it just be mowed down by your teammates or by yourself. And after that, your sentinel artifact is fully charged. You can bring it back to Sam, give it to her at one of the panel stations, and you are ready for boss fight. Good luck.